Wait,
Oh, this is good. Oh, this one is I like this.
we're gonna get DMCA'd by PBS.
No,
It was low quality
it had
enough.
such poor fidelity that you cannot comprehend what it possibly was.
The boss won't figure it out.
I had to fucking
Next
still
week
have
we'll play the Fetch with Rough Ruffin theme song.
I held an earbud up to the mic on my earbuds.
Hey everyone, welcome to episode 3 of the Grumpets. Joining me today, we got David, Logan, Shuhao, and Weetree. Imagine you had to go from Boston to California using only Greyhounds. Okay?
Oh my god.
Okay.
How much would I have to pay you to do that? And I would pay for all the Greyhounds.
What does that mean?
It depends on where in California, though.
It doesn't. You don't even have to go there. You can fly, as soon as you get there, you can fly right back.
It's I mean, how long is it? How long's the trip?
It's 72 hours of Greyhounds.
Oh, like a lot. Probably like $2,000.
And you have to take into account that it's Greyhound, meaning like you get royally fucked if one gets fucked up, right? So like one is delayed, and then you're just like, you miss the next one, and like that shit compounds really quickly.
I think it would compound that.
They reschedule it though, right? If it's their fault.
But it's 5 transfers.
Yeah, but like you can just be like, my first transfer was, and they'll probably be fine, right?
Is anyone poverty ass enough to fucking take a Greyhound from Boston to California?
It's expensive, right?
really
The actual flight is
poor.
like $500 or $600.
The flight's probably like 300, and
Really? My flight to Boston is $300.
You flew during Christmas, or like right after Christmas, right? I guess like my flight in like bumfuck summer was like only like 300, but the Greyhound is not that much cheaper. I'm just like wondering like what would I have to pay you to do this arduous journey? Shuha had said something ridiculous like $400 or some shit.
Okay, so Greyhound trips, they're like, they get breaks, right? You gotta sleep for a night or something, or do you sleep on the bus?
No, you don't
you
get
sleep on the
breaks. Yeah, you sleep on the bus.
Okay, so like,
There are
just one-
some rest stops, I think, where you can go like eat at a rest, like fast food.
Who's getting these notifications?
That was me.
Okay,
And it's all coming from Shuhao.
I think Salish, I would do it for like $1,000.
$1,000.
Yeah.
$2,000. Let's say you're like on there for 100 hours.
Yeah,
right?
I think you'd be on there for. It says 72 hours, but given
Like,
with my
think
experience in Greyhounds, that shit is 100 hours.
Think about
Okay,
it,
yeah,
if you
100
got, like-
hours, right? For
you got,
what?
like-
$15 an hour, $1,500 minimum, $2,000, maybe.
I would, but the thing is, like, I would work. I would rather work than be on a Greyhound.
But like, what if you got like your phone, your
Would you rather work for 100 hours straight?
Yeah, that's the thing.
No.
If it's
Yeah.
$2,000, I'd probably do it because you could like do some other stuff on the fucking.
Okay, but
exactly.
but you don't
That's
you don't get
all.
like infinite phone battery. You get take your phone, and remember on Greyhounds the chargers never work.
Yes, they
Oh.
do.
True, they do usually.
At least like whenever I've taken the Greyhound from Rochester to Boston, the chargers either never work or the person next to me always knocks that shit out of the socket as soon as I plug it in.
Okay.
Yeah, that does happen. I was sleeping. The dude straight took that shit. He took mine out. Some fucking Asian guy. Not even speaking English, Chinese man. Sitting next to me in the Greyhound. I'm like charging my phone. He just unplugs mine, plugs his in. And I'm like, huh? He didn't say anything. Didn't look at me. Didn't. No.
Did you
Yeah.
speak?
Just looking straight ahead.
Say
I look at
anything?
it. I'm like, phone stopped charging. Like I didn't realize what happened. I'm like, huh? What the? So like I'm very clearly like confused, and I like go down to look at what happened to my charger. He's plugged his in. And I
Yeah.
like look at him. He just stares straight ahead. Just okay.
Yeah, it's. But yeah, I think like I was gonna say like somewhere around like 5,000.
Fuck.
5,000.
That's too much. No one would do that. No one would pay you $5,000.
Why would anyone pay him any amount?
No, no, I'm just like that's not the point. The point is like how much would you have to
the
get
point
paid?
is you don't understand how currency works.
Point is, yeah. Do you understand supply and demand? Huh? Ever heard of it? Ever heard of macroeconomics, motherfucker?
Unfortunately, I have neither taken a physics class nor an econ class in my entire life.
Is that true? You never take a physics class?
Oh, I took one. I took
What?
one freshman year of high school.
Oh
Take
yeah.
AP Physics?
Mm-mm. I do not fuck with physics.
No, let's
Who's
say
the
like
physics teacher in freshman high school again?
I don't want him to get DDoSed.
Okay, fair enough.
it was Lingus.
No, it was
DDoS? You mean Doc?
DDoS.
No, DDoS.
DDoS. So he can't play fucking StarCraft anymore.
Dude. So
That would be
shit to
tragic.
shells in Iraq and fucking
Yeah.
DDoS his ass.
I actually don't. He had some stupid ass name.
You don't make fun of his
Mr.
name.
Crutcher?
No, it's Mr.
No.
Oh, it's
Okay,
Mr.
let's say, like,
Spoonmaker.
Oh, that sounds
Spoon maker?
No,
Spoonmaker.
That's a
Dude.
spoon.
Don't fucking know.
Dude, this
Every time
could
you
be
show up
Urban
in class, he would
Dictionary.
hit the spoon at your ass.
What were you saying, Logan?
I said every time he would show up to class, he would throw a spoon at you.
No, he had this like weird like
the one he just made.
he had this weird like thing.
Alright, I'm posting the definition of scoon.
Oh
Please
no.
delete this very
Oh no!
Thank you for deleting it.
Wait, I'm gonna look up what he looks like.
Oh,
You don't remember what he looks like?
I've never had him.
He's our guy from the Grumpets at the beach. Call me if you ever talk about it.
And I wait. If I remove Shuha's role as podcast, does he get automatically booted?
no.
No.
Oh fuck, that'd be funny.
Alright,
Uh,
so what if something happens to the airline industry and planes are like, you can't take a plane anymore, and your boss is like, we have business to do in California and you need to go there to do it. How much do you need to get paid to take the bus there?
What's the situation?
Like all flights are grounded because of something that happened with the airlines, and your boss is like, you need to go to California to do business or like get something. And he's like, how much do you need? Like, how much do you want? You have to be reasonable, right? He's not going to give you like $1 billion, but how much did you ask for?
From Boston,
Definitely,
California.
like at least 700. Like at least 700.
700.
700?
Right. I would say 2,000 plus cost
Yeah.
of Greyhound.
yeah, 2,000 plus.
Oh wait, hold on, wait. Oh, okay.
I would just say that I want to get my salary paid.
Oh, that shit is strong because you're probably making more than $2,000 over the course of 100 hours.
Yeah, that's a long time.
Yeah, because you're working. Yeah, that's it. Like so much can go wrong on the Greyhound.
I've never
Probably
ridden.
just
I've
How
never-
many times have you ridden it?
I wrote it like all freshman sophomore year. Whenever I didn't have a ride, and then I wrote it a lot like 2 summers ago.
Always
Shit.
late.
Yeah, and then like it's just like it's so.
All right, I'm back.
How was
Get your muscles at the beach. Shit, he ate too many.
He's got the muscle breath.
No.
Oh yeah, wait. Side question: did you guys get your flu shots?
Oh
should.
fuck! I need to do that.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna
me
get
too.
I'm gonna get the flu.
You guys got infections?
No.
I haven't, but my sister reminded me, and like my nose is like a bit runny today. I feel like I have like a slight headache, so I'm like scared that I got the
Oh,
flu.
you have
You have the flu.
Goodbye.
Just get the
It's
shot.
over.
Just
Get the shot so you get even more sick.
is that how it works? If you
Just
have
get
the
more
flu
flu.
and you get the shot, can you get
No, I
more
don't think
sick?
so.
I don't think so.
I think you might actually get more sick,
Why?
but like, it definitely wouldn't help.
Why?
It's not
'Cause,
like,
like-
vaccines are like they expose you to the disease and then you
Yeah,
fight it off.
I thought the entire
Because
premise was like it doesn't actually
weird-ass
expose you.
disease.
I thought like the entire point of vaccines was that they
It
didn't
does literally
expose you.
expose you to the disease.
Wait,
like,
it might be.
Really?
It's like a weak version of the disease, or
It's
it's
like
like
a
a version
Yeah,
that
it's like a
doesn't-
weakened.
So you're like
It
your
like doesn't
antibodies
work.
registered it into like your body.
I thought it was just like the shit at the ends of the virus,
Imagine-
so your
Yeah,
body
yeah.
could build the, but
Yeah,
like not the
No, no, it's
actual
not. It's
virus
not.
itself.
It's a live virus.
Oh.
It's
Oh,
just weak.
I
So it's
once
like you
got
take a bear
vaccinated.
and then you make him eat a bunch of ganja,
What?
and then you send him in to a guy, and the guy beats the shit out of it. So now he knows how to fight a bear, but he's safe.
What?
Wait, what?
What?
It's the analogy for how vaccines work.
I would
Oh,
like to see,
God,
I would like to
it's
see an animated version of this.
I'll get you guys with the next time. But it is a live virus. It's just a live but weakened version of the virus. And you can actually get sick from it if you have like a really weak immune system.
I mean, but they don't give it to you if you have a weakened
one
immune system,
vaccine
right?
like earlier this year.
And that's the entire
But, like,
point why people need why you
sick also
What?
because of that. Like if you're
Oh.
currently sick with that disease, they won't give it to you because you're at risk.
Oh,
Interesting.
I definitely don't have
Yeah,
the
it's only
flu right now,
preventative.
though.
It's not like a cure.
they also have the nasal spray, right, or some shit.
I mean, that's also vaccine just in your nose instead of.
I
in your-
never gotten the nasal spray to just get that shit over with. I think I'd rather get a shot than nasal spray.
Yeah, nasal sprays are just like uncomfortable. They just like don't feel right.
I would rather get the nasal spray.
Wait, are you afraid of needles? Or just like you don't like getting shots?
Oh yeah, I don't like the needle. I don't know. I mean, it depends. Flu shots are pretty not cool, I guess.
What
Really destruction.
flu
Yeah,
shots?
one shot like fucked up my arm for like an entire month.
The worst shots are the ones where you can like feel them entering as they inject it, and it, like your muscles.
The doctor even like told me just like, okay, this shot, I forget which disease it was, but like, I got like vaccinated for like one thing or this
Autism?
year. I mean, the shot like fucking destroyed me for like 2 days. I got like intense headaches and like, and they even like told me this like, yeah, you're gonna feel like some pretty strong like reactions from this one.
You got
It's
autism?
okay, you're vaccinated.
Shut up. I think like growing up, I had like allergy shots, so I had 3 shots a week for like 4 years. And it was a character builder to say the least, and that shit,
Shots a week
yeah.
for 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god.
When was this? A little rough.
Oh my
Or so
God.
sorry for like 2 years
Why
it
you
was
getting juiced up
for
over
2
here?
years. 2 years it was 3 shots a week, and then
Oh my god.
and then they did it every 2 weeks for a year, and then like every month for a year.
They chained me
Why are
down
you-
to the
why are you
hospital
dying?
bed
Why are you dying?
and shot me continuously.
They were like that was like that was like their treatment for allergy shots, but it was pretty good. I don't get sick as much anymore, I guess, and I'm not scared of
So,
needles.
Flu shots are
They
free
just stop
at
them.
CVS.
Oh,
Yeah.
wait, it
You
was
have to have
Meningitis.
insurance, I think.
Meningitis B. That was the shot. I
Shout
got
out
really
to our
fucking up.
sponsor for this episode, CVS Pharmacy. There's a helpful smile in every aisle. Go to CVS now to get a free flu shot and Arizona iced tea.
Save big money at CVS.
Hey, wait.
This is how we get kicked off of YouTube, even though no one watches the shit.
Oh, another
I think
4
that was
subscribers.
Oh shit.
There, and you listen to this, and you're a subscriber, and you listen to all 3 podcasts. Send us a comment, and we'll invite you onto the podcast. That's how desperate we are for fans. Looks like your dick on.
Live.
That'll be episode 4. Minute pornographic podcast, first of its kind. Is that a thing? Porn podcast?
I don't think so. I would be surprised. What
feel
were
like
you
I would be
saying?
surprised.
What were you saying earlier, David? About you were saying some shit about automation.
No, he wasn't. Was he? Did I miss it?
Yeah,
I was
you
at the
were
beach.
you were running. Okay, I guess David didn't say anything.
Remember when Anthony had TD or like Donic TV channel, and there was actually like one avid fan who like commented on every video?
I don't remember. That's some fucked shit. I don't want to be a YouTube celebrity. Dude, I don't know. That shit's kind of fucked up. They'll fucking like dox your ass and shoot you.
So you have freak fans.
Yeah, only if you're like a controversial guy.
No, if you're like attractive, people will like come and shoot your ass,
Alright, so we're good.
eat your body.
Eat your body.
Oh no.
I would like you to point out 3 instances where attractive people got their bodies eaten on YouTube.
YouTube body eaten.
Welcome to Watch Mojo. Today we're counting down the top 10 YouTube celebrities who got their bodies eaten.
Who were also attractive.
Number 1, Logan Paul. Was eaten.
Shit is we talk about the debate and how.
You gotta recap what happened.
Alright. I'll give you a recap. Oh fuck.
Oh fuck! I might actually have the flu. My head's feeling a bit woozy.
Bye, bro.
My head was feeling-
See you next week.
My eyes are bleeding.
You're,
Oh no.
Oh no!
Are they really?
I'm peeing blood right now. Holy fuck!
Oh. That's not the flu, dude. You have Ebola. Hemorrhagic fever.
I had a in high school I had a friend who would draw the Ebola virus on my hand every time I was in class with him.
Wait, high school?
Wait, how do you draw the
Who is
Ebola
this guy?
virus?
Who is this?
I have to protect his identity.
Okay.
But
A
Was it-
biological
was it-
terrorist now?
Mr. Spoonmaker again?
Oh yeah, I'll give you the recap on the debates. So there were 12 people, right? I guess the general gist of it was that it was pretty clear that Elizabeth Warren is the front runner based on how many times she just was attacked a lot. Bernie Sanders did pretty well.
What did Bernie Sanders say against Elizabeth? That's what I want to know.
What?
How did Bernie Sanders attack Elizabeth?
She didn't. I don't think he spent a lot of time attacking her.
They're the same candidate to this day.
That they're not. I mean, they're not the same
A
candidate.
real clear politics graph.
Wait, I don't think maybe we can talk about how they're not the same candidate in a bit, but I guess to continue the recap, they're
1 grand person wearing 2 grand people's skins. Well, a single grand person. Yeah.
Warren got smoked out. What? Warren's losing now.
What?
Biden
Don't
back.
like why like don't follow like the fucking micro polls, bro. I don't know
This is a
how.
white girl poll.
I don't know. I don't, like you're like watching it. You're watching it on the daily. Just like
What? What do you do?
I just
Check it every
like
once
check
in a
it every
while.
now and then. It's like I because like it's like very
Is it not interesting to see what happened immediately after the?
I
Yeah,
guess.
It's interesting to see how the polls react to events.
I mean they change a lot. I mean they change a lot, and there's like more factors at play than just what happens in like the polls right after a debate. You know, like I think like even though like Biden is winning like the general this like real clear politics polling, like it's
This
still
is like an average of all the.
I got it. But
Like I don't see why you think it's not credible.
no, I'm not saying it's
But there's just
not
not that many
credible.
polls
It's like
that
it's
just
not
average
productive
out.
to just check it like every single day.
I'm just checking it because we're talking about it
I-
since last time I checked it when Warren was winning.
I mean,
It's been 9 days.
I would also be interested in seeing like
Now Warren is
Wow.
losing by 6 points.
what the margin of errors on each of these polls are, and also like the way that they, if you look at like the polls that they aggregate, more like I think what they do is they have this window of polls that they consider, and clearly like their most recent poll was like the political poll that has Biden winning, even though. And I don't know like how credible that one is versus the Quinnipiac poll or the Fox News poll or the Hill poll.
That's why they're all averaged.
But how many have happened since the debate?
Since the
When was the debate?
Debate was Thursday?
The 17th? Or the 10th?
Yeah.
It was
No,
the
no,
17th.
no. It was this past week. It
Wait,
was.
what?
I think. Yeah.
It was the 17th. I don't
2
think it was
days
the
ago.
17th.
It was rather recently.
I'm sure it was.
It was this past week on some day. It was the 15th. Sorry.
It was the 15th.
And it was hosted on CNN, I guess.
Did you think Warren did well at the poll at the debate?
Yeah, she did like okay. She was like attacked a lot. I think she like held up. She like really basically like she gets asked a lot like will you increase taxes on to pay for Medicare for all? And she like really struggles with that question cuz she doesn't want to say that taxes will go up even though taxes will go up. She'll just say like, "Oh, your net costs will go down, so don't worry, it's good for you." Which is like, I get it, but like, it looks bad when she doesn't answer the question when she's like repeatedly asked it.
I don't know why. Do you think it? I don't know. Like she must not be stupid about it, right? I feel like if she did say these
It's
taxes,
it's.
but your costs will go down, that'd be even worse.
I mean, taxes are bad. Everyone hates taxes.
People just don't like when to hear
Yeah.
taxes up.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like it's she's doing the right thing by not saying.
And she's doing the right thing for herself, but it looks bad when you can't answer questions. And she's
Yeah.
like, she's smart enough to frame it well, I think. But she's like, she consistently avoids it. This is like the third debate that I've heard her avoid it. And the thing is,
the
it's
right
like,
play, but it's still a bad play.
and then, but the thing is, Bernie is very willing to just be like, yeah, your taxes will probably go up.
Yeah, well, that's why fucking no one likes Warren or Bernie, eh?
I mean, Bernie has raised like more money than every other candidate with no like corporate backing or whatever. And
Surprised, that's like his whole thing.
wait, what?
I'm a little surprised that he raised more, but I'm not surprised he raised more than like Biden or something, because like his
He
whole
raised
thing
more
is
than
like
everyone by like not an insignificant amount.
he raised more than everyone if excluding corporate backing,
I
which is the
don't think
majority of
so.
where most politicians do.
I don't think like corporate backing plays like a huge role in like the Democratic primary, and he has the most cash compared to everyone
Really,
else.
everything. Politics incarnate.
I could check. I could check fundraising. Fuck, I don't have the fucking New York Times. Apparently that shit is $1 for student, yet I'm still so cheap.
Wait, hold on.
Okay, not counting Tom Steyer, who's just paying for himself. Because he's a billionaire hedge fund manager. Bernie Sanders has the most money than anyone else.
Where are you seeing this?
It's a Politico ad. It's a Politico article. Or this is this is spending. Spending is probably as linear with how much you earn or raise rather.
Hey, can you link it?
Yeah. Do you have the New York Times?
Early on still.
What?
It's like kind of still pretty early on.
Yeah. It's
So you could like explain that he's getting a lot of donations from his old supporters, because a lot of his old supporters are like very big Bernie fans.
I mean, no, I'm not saying like whether or not.
No, I was
He's,
just saying that's like a possible explanation.
Yeah, there's also I think there was something happened with Elizabeth Warren, and I could be wrong, but Elizabeth Warren like reused her finances from her Senate run in her presidential run. I think I could be wrong on that, but I'm pretty sure like that's a thing that that Elizabeth Warren did, for better or for worse. But either way, I still think that like whoever the Democratic nominee is should just fucking pull in as much money as they can from corporate interests. That doesn't fucking matter.
Oh, yes, it does.
Just go all out, bro.
That's not how it works, because then you are like obligated to them. They only give it to you if you like do shit for them.
I think like the primary concern is like beating Trump, right? In the general election. Do you like disagree with that?
Yeah.
You did.
Yeah,
You
but,
do.
like, yeah, I think so.
Okay. What is like the primary goal in
Like,
the?
I think you could do it without.
Keep in mind, Trump is
brought
like
out, like,
fundraising like nuts. Like Trump, I saw like a figure where Trump has raised like in the tens of millions like this year alone. Trump is like going to literally everyone and trying to get money, and Trump is raising money really well.
Millions.
From 2020.
Tom Steyer raised 49 million.
The Trump campaign
God,
and the
Tom Steyer.
RNC raised $125 million in the third fundraising quarter. That's fucking that's nuts. Which is like, there's no way like we see a world where like obviously money, like how much money you have matters. Apparently Trump has raised $308 million this year alone. Which is like, obviously not all of it goes to re-election, I'm pretty sure. But it's still like pretty I don't see like a way for like the Democrats to be like, yeah, we're not going to take money from anyone, but we're still going to beat Trump, who is going to raise $1 billion eventually.
Having a better platform,
I mean,
believing in democracy.
Yeah,
Just gotta believe.
you can argue against like Citizens United or whatever, but it's like the whole like nonsense of like just like going high or some shit when like you're just gonna lose if you just like play if you don't play the same game that like Trump is playing.
I think it can be done. I think it's too cynical. You're too cynical.
What?
I think you're being too cynical. I think you could win without a lot of corruption.
Um,
You just gotta
that's
inspire people.
that's a lot of that's a
I
lot
think
of
I'll take
hope
the
you
green
have
party, you know?
for the American democratic process.
But like literally, if you are just winning while corrupt, it's not better than beating Trump. You just become Trump and then win.
It's not like you have to go and take money from like organizations
The
that
same
want to
exact
stone gay
message.
people. Like you can take like money from like
All
liberal.
corporations are evil. What is a liberal corporation?
What the?
Huh.
Well,
Whoa.
Just vote for just like I guess like if you're gonna claim that like all corporations are evil, then just like I don't understand why you're voting for like. I guess Elizabeth Warren is like more anti-corruption than Bernie Sanders, but it's
Warren
still.
and Bernie are both so anti big corporations controlling America.
I would argue that Elizabeth Warren is more interested in anti-corruption initiatives, and Bernie Sanders is more interested in like I guess like realigning like the Democratic Party's base. Like if you have to pick like one thing to like claim like about like each one of them.
They're realigning with that. He wants a revolution.
Yeah,
Yeah.
He wants the people to rise up and overthrow the evil corporation.
uh,
I love
Bernie
That's how it
2050.
is. The people are tired of being oppressed. Okay, we can defeat Trump and all his corporate backers because we have the numbers.
We will.
You know?
we
They
will
have the
ascend
plan,
kingdom of
but we
heaven.
have the power.
I
So-
don't think we have that many people on board.
Yeah, we got like. That's the thing is like Bernie does
We will
really well, I
institute
guess, with
Communism.
Yep. Yeah, I think Bernie does really well with like poor people and people who are like generally like disinterested in like the political process, which is like
That's
the argument for him.
Joker.
For what?
I've seen Joker.
Yeah, I saw it again last night.
again. Damn, I actually wanted to see it again. It's pretty
I
good.
want to see it again too. I think it's something that you need to watch again to get the nuance.
It was
Yeah, it's definitely like one of those kinds of movies for sure.
it was funnier the second time around actually. Like I'm not gonna lie, like if you listen to the jokes that like do you remember when he goes on the fucking when he does his stand up and you listen to like the jokes that were said before him? That shit is like actually funny.
What did he say?
Like but you remember like the comedian right before him about like the comedian before him like compared like sex to like driving a car or some shit, and like the joke was like pretty funny, and also like the movie was like more interesting the second time around, even though like I knew what
when
happened.
you know like how when you know how it ends, you just like notice like things splitting up to it more.
I mean, not even that. Like it was just like I wasn't bored the second time through.
Bored the first time.
Or like I
It's
was.
the opposite of boring at the very least.
I mean,
So much fun
the
about its
expectation is
quality.
that you're bored the second time, the more times you watch the movie, right?
Oh, yeah. Or were
So
you bored the first time you watched
no, I wasn't. I'm just saying, like, I wasn't bored at all, like, on the second watch. It was pretty good. There was, I
The
don't,
whole-
I, the things, half of you motherfuckers didn't watch this shit.
I didn't watch it. Tell that call we beat.
I will never watch it, so it's fine.
If you want to watch
Alright,
it
so-
a third
so can
time
we-
while
can we
watching Clown
discuss-
Fiesta 3.0.
So can we discuss spoilers or no?
I'm completely
Probably
fine with it.
Yeah, let's discuss spoilers. Do you think everything was in his head? Do you think there's gonna be a sequel?
No, there's definitely not gonna be a sequel. I don't think there's gonna be a sequel, but I do believe that like a lot of it was real life.
I also, I think most of it really happened. And
You guys like watched any like theories about how like it's why it's like hallucinated?
I mean,
Like
what,
seen
like,
arguments
are
for
you
it?
saying like the whole thing was a hallucination?
Oh, but like a lot of it is a hallucination.
Like, obviously, like the woman was a hallucination, or it didn't happen. But
Like
are
there
you,
was like one scene in particular. How like his therapist, like he tells his therapist like this, and the therapist is like, "No, you never told me that." And he's like, "I think I did," and she's like, "No." It like points to like
No.
one instance of like how like he thinks he has done something, but he really like you never listen, do you, to his therapist? But like the theory is that he just has legit never said anything to her. He's just been like hallucinating these meetings, and he's just not said anything. A
Yeah,
lot
I
of
could-
little things about the movie that indicate that like
um,
aren't real.
Oh wait, what do you? Okay, this just reminds me. What do you guys think of the ending? Like what do you think like happened? And, like the whole like do you think like when did it like take place or like how like the Batman is involved or something? Because I saw like one theory in particular that was like the final joke that he gets was that, like he created Batman and like that's what he says like right before
Yeah.
he kills the therapist or the
Or-
the woman in the
I guess,
prison
like-
with them.
I just see like I just thought the joke was just like Batman just got fucked. He's like he's in it. He's also just like an orphan, just like me.
Oh yeah,
He's like he's like his like life is just as shitty as mine.
yeah. The theory mentioned that he figured out who Batman was.
Yeah, I mean that's what I thought. Like that's what I thought the joke was referring to. Like the joke is just like Batman got fucked. He's an orphan. He's no different than I am.
I do think if like a sequel would make it a lot take away that aspect of like was it real or was it not, which I think is like very important to like the theme, the chaotic, the whole theme of like you don't know what's going on, everything's chaos, you don't know what's real, what's not. A very Joker-esque vibe.
Yeah,
Confirm that it's all real, but at the same time, I think it'd be very sick to see like Joaquin Phoenix's Joker as like an actual villain.
I think they the
yeah.
movie was written to be standalone.
It was,
But,
it's like
I think if they make
It
like
was
a
written and they weren't planning on it, but like recently, like Joaquin Phoenix has said like character, and he would be open to the idea of a sequel. And then director's like, dude, if Joaquin is down, then I'm down.
yeah, I'm sure if they're making like bank.
well, wait, you guys know that like a Batman is getting a remake with the Twilight actor, and like
Oh,
the dude,
why?
and like the new villain in the next movie is it's a reboot. It's a reboot. So like
It's the Riddler,
new
right?
villain, yeah, the Riddler. So I don't know. Maybe they could like integrate it with the Joker universe somehow, and like
Are there any movies with the Riddler? He seems like such a cool like character.
no, not that I
Riddler's
know
the
of. Not
lamest
any like
motherfucker. What?
I don't know, just like
What has three legs?
no. No. I've played some of the Batman games, and he's actually like really cool in those games. And like his riddles like are actually really clever, and unique.
is he in
And
is he in Arkham City? I can't remember.
he's in every single like Batman game because like he's
That's what I
like a
thought.
side. He's like the side quests you do to like solve Riddler trophies and like do like those quests.
Arkham City was really like highly acclaimed, right? Or am I thinking
Yeah.
about a different game?
I'm currently playing through Arkham Knight, the most recent and last one. Because I saw Joker and I was like, huh, Batman looks cool. Batman's really cool. I want to play.
Are you
play
gonna
the games
watch?
now.
Are you gonna watch the new Harley Quinn movie?
Oh,
Is
yeah.
Jared Leto's Joker gonna be in that movie?
No, he's like done. He's like actually done with the whole like thing.
After I watched Joker, I went back and watched Jared Leto's performance, and it's just so comically shit. It really looks like
I mean,
the actor,
I mean,
like-
what he's being compared to like Heath Ledger and
wait, okay.
Joaquin
Oh,
Phoenix,
like,
right?
that's not even it. Like, if you go back, just watch it. It's just so bad. It's
Yeah, I haven't like in like the original Suicide Squad.
To be fair, the actor actually put like a ton of effort into the character and like a ton of scenes, but the studio like cut a ton of his like clips out from the movie, and like that's why like the movie like seems kind of fucked up. And just
no,
like
something about like his character, like the way he portrays it is just so like fake. It like doesn't feel real. It feels really
Yeah.
acted.
Yeah, I can agree with
I don't.
There's a bird who's a mouse.
But yeah, Sadish, I'm actually pretty interested in like the next the Harley Quinn movie because like it looks like
That's
okay.
pretty cool.
I hope one day the MCU will like do something like Joker, like something like very different, something like unique that doesn't feel like a comic book movie, just like that. And I think that's what I appreciate about Joker and the next Harley Quinn movie because like DC seems to be making like less comic book looking movies, but more like stylized, like sort of Oscar looking movies.
It's
Like,
definitely
yeah.
paving the way for
Yeah.
diversification of this shit ass genre
Is
of movie.
is Batman Forever in it was in the 90s. It was like in the 90s. Apparently that has the Riddler.
Oh, I haven't seen the old ass Batman movie, so
I haven't either.
So you're saying they're making yet another Batman universe, separate
Yes.
from the Suicide Squad one, and separate from Joker, and separate
yeah,
from
it's fucked. It's kind of fucked up.
Oh, I
like,
mean,
You gotta chill. Like,
I
they
mean
gotta,
I mean the Suicide Squad one isn't like Batman, right? Is it? I haven't watched Suicide
Yeah, it
Squad,
is.
but I don't think. Is it?
it's like the same thing. It's the same universe as like Justice.
yeah, Justice League. Oh, I hate that movie.
I don't give a
Fuck
shit about Justice League.
Batman versus Superman.
Ah,
Oh
fuck
my
that shit.
God. Fuck.
I don't need
Like
it.
Lex Luthor, like Jesse Eisenberg in those movies.
Actually,
Yeah.
I actually liked him. I thought he was pretty cool. He
Yeah.
did what he needed to do, and like it was pretty fun. I actually liked his performance.
I think that was like a really unique, like a nervous, shaky ass villain, but is still really threatening.
I mean, I think Jesse Eisenberg is generally like a really good actor, right?
Yeah.
No,
I'll
I
say
think
so.
he's actually like just him, but his personality is so like interesting that like
Yeah.
makes for a really good character. But like if you ever watch interviews of him, he's literally just like his characters in real life. He's like the same like nervous douchebag guy.
Yeah,
Really weird. Like awkward.
that's like a pretty good way of putting it. Just like
Yeah.
nervous douchebag. I would be like angsty around him, I think, just like out of fear of being like insulted, like
I don't know. You're kind of stupid. Too. Never mind. I can't do it, Jesse Isaac.
Have you guys ever watched Zombieland? I never.
I have.
Is
I
that?
have, yeah.
Yes. I
You
seen
have?
it, yes.
Yeah.
It was pretty good. It was like enjoyable to watch.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Zombieland 2 is out.
Yep.
Yeah.
That why?
I've heard like very good things about the original Zombieland. I guess.
Okay, not very good. I'd say it's like about as enjoyable as an average MCU film.
That's pretty. That's not really high.
0.5 to 7 out of 10.
It's a comedy, right? Is it-
Yeah,
I mean, is it funny?
it's not like pure comedy. It's like a comedy slash comedy, but like it's like a plot-driven comedy. Not
Okay.
like
It's like I remember
Just for
that one joke where like Jesse Eisenberg, like during the zombie apocalypse when it began, this hot ass girl came to his room seeking shelter. He's like, "Damn, I'm a smash." But then like when he comes back from a shower, she's like, "Oh, zombie fine, I'm trying to eat him." And
Ah.
he's like, "Rip."
that's tragic. Man's trying to smash, but
Would you still
instead he
smash?
got smashed.
Would you still smash
Zombie.
if it was like
Zombie.
chained up? If it was like a hot ass like
It's
body
a
still
zombie.
intact zombie.
Necrophilia?
Is it?
I don't know. Is it?
All right. Well, I don't think
No,
this
hit us with the
conversation is. I don't think this
philosophical.
conversation is up to par. Is very YouTube friendly. So I think we should just call it there.
Someone